Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new around here, thanks for stopping by. My name's Tolu, and on this channel I share content all around personal finance, budgeting, frugal living, and I show you how to live your best life on a budget. In the UK, we're currently on lockdown, so this is the third lockdown that we've been in since the whole pandemic started. It's been an expensive time for so many people. While there are a lot of people that during this time have said they've been able to save so much money, there's also a lot of people that have found it very difficult during these times, and it's actually cost them a lot more than it would have pre-pandemic. So in today's video, what I really want to do is just share with you 10 things that you can do so that you can save money during lockdown 3.0. I hope you find some of these tips useful and beneficial, and if you like this kind of content, do me a favor and give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet done so. But without further ado, I'm going to jump into the 10 things that you can do to save money during lockdown 3.0. The first thing I would recommend doing is creating a zero-based budget. I know right now times are tight and finances are tight, but by having a budget in place, getting a plan in place for your money, you can really start getting in control of your finances and getting in the driving seat when it comes to your money. I recently released my zero-based budgeting template. If you haven't checked that out, definitely check it out in the description box below. That's the budgeting template that we use to manage our finances as a household, and that was the budgeting template in which we used last year in order for us to overpay our mortgage by over £4,000, despite the fact that I was made redundant from my employer. Even though we had had such a big income cut, because we were zero-based budgeting and we had a plan for all of our money when it came in, we were able to make that money stretch, and we were still able to meet so many of our financial commitments. So definitely, if you haven't got a copy of the zero-based budget template, definitely pick up one from my Etsy store or from my website via the link in the description box below. Another thing that you can do to save money is to track your expenses. Really get a handle and get a grip on where exactly your money is going on a daily basis, particularly if your income is very tight at the moment. You want to really make sure you're getting the most bang for your buck and you're really getting that money to stretch and work hard for you. By tracking your expenses and really keeping an eye on the ball, you're not going to drop the ball, and you're going to be able to make that money go a lot further than you would have if you weren't tracking your expenses and you weren't keeping an eye on the numbers on a daily basis. Another thing you can do is review your utility service providers. I did a whole video up here actually in terms of how you can save money on your utility bills. Definitely check that video out after you've watched this video, because in that video I share so many different things that you can do to save money on utility bills, and I think that will be so important and so helpful, particularly right now while we're at home. Things like turning off the tap, turning down the temperature on the thermostat, not blocking the radiators so that the heating is able to circulate the room without interruption. So many other things as well that I mentioned in that video that will really help you to keep your utility costs down while you're at home for a lot longer than usual. Ultimately, to save more money, you need to spend less money, and one of the things that you can do is really reduce those costs of your energy bills. So reduce your usage so that you can reduce your costs. In addition to reducing your usage, what you can also do is check the prices that you're currently paying for all your utility services. How much are you paying currently for electricity? How much are you paying for gas? How much are you paying for water? Are you getting the best rates? Are you on the best deal? Are you getting the most bang for your buck? Look into all these service providers. Websites like Uswitch, Compare the Market, Go Compare, Money Saving Experts, Money Supermarket. There's so many websites out there where you can do price comparisons to make sure you are getting the best price for your money and make sure you're paying the best price for your usage levels while we're currently in lockdown. Another thing that you can do to save money on your utility bills is really start meal planning. If meal planning isn't something that you've ever really done, or it's not something that you think you have time for, I think it's definitely time right now to make time for meal planning and make time for meal prepping, because doing this is really going to save you so much more money when it comes to your food bill on a weekly, bi-monthly or monthly basis. I think we can all agree that food has definitely been the biggest expense during lockdown. While we may not be paying as much for transport and for eating out at lunchtime, we're definitely making up for it with food costs at home, because everybody's at home, everybody's eating, the kids are eating so much more, we're eating so much more, and the food bill is just skyrocketing out of control. Meal planning will really help you get control when it comes to your food budget, because you'll have a planned schedule when it comes to the meals in which you're providing for your family for the week. I don't know if this applies to you, but it definitely applied to me. One thing I can say we've been guilty of doing a lot in the past is wasting food. So I would basically in my head have a plan of all the meals in which I plan to eat for the week. I'm going to try and eat clean, I'm going to be good, I'm going to be having a salad every day for lunch. But what tends to happen is come Monday, I don't want to eat that salad anymore. I want to eat something more filling and more hearty. And what ends up happening is come the end of the week, all those fresh vegetables and salad ingredients in which I had made all these plans to make healthy meals with, by the end of the week they're still there and they haven't been used, and then I end up having to throw food away. So if you're anything like me, one thing you can do to combat this is freeze those fresh foods. After 2 or 3 days and you haven't yet got around to eating those foods, rather than leaving them there and allowing them to expire, chop them up and put them in the freezer, and you can use them later on for soups, for casseroles, and if it's fruits, you can use it for smoothies, you can use it for baking. Make sure that you're not wasting the food in which you have. So one thing lockdown has given us a little bit more of is time at home, and during this time at home, let's take time to really review our expenses and review our subscriptions. So are there things that you're currently subscribed to that you're not necessarily getting the most value out of? So you've got Amazon Prime, but do you need Amazon Prime? Do you actually need to have that item that you've ordered the next day, or can it wait a few days so that you can benefit from the free shipping option? Just really look at those subscriptions and reevaluate them, see the ones that are necessary and the ones that are just additional luxuries that maybe you can pause for a moment and return to when things get better for you financially. I think reviewing subscriptions on a regular basis is really a good task to do, because I for one have been guilty of it on many occasions where I've signed up for a subscription just so that I can benefit from the free month of having that subscription, and my plan is always I'm going to cancel it after the 30-day free period is over. But what will tend to happen is that 30 days will pass and I will forget about cancelling that subscription, and the only reminder I get is when I check my bank balance and I see that they have taken money for the next month's subscription. So definitely do an audit of your list of subscriptions and cancel the ones that are not necessary. Another thing that's really going to help you save money during lockdown is unsubscribing from mailing lists. The worst thing to do when you find yourself in a hole is to keep on digging, and I think having those temptations, having those triggers as a constant reminder of things that you want to buy, things vying for your attention and things making you want to spend money that you don't have, definitely unsubscribe from these mailing lists, unsubscribe from these brands. And what you can also do is unfollow people on Instagram, unfollow people on social media, people that are doing things that are aspirational to you, which is fantastic, and things that you want to achieve, places in which you want to be at some point in the future, but right now it's not serving you well. You're seeing that and it's tempting you into spending money that you don't have, or it's making you feel a certain way about your life and your situation at the moment. For your own bank balance and for your own sanity, unsubscribe from these people, unsubscribe from these mailing lists, and just protect yourself and protect your finances. This doesn't have to be forever, but for the season that you're currently in, if you know yourself that having these constant reminders and having these constant images are going to make you want to spend money that you don't have, then unsubscribe, unfollow, block, delete. Do what you got to do to protect yourself and protect your finances. Another thing you can do is try a Pantry challenge. This is something that I'll be doing actually next month in February as part of Frugal February challenge. I've mentioned in a previous video here about the 12-month saving challenge which I'm doing for 2021, and in February I'm going to be taking part in Frugal February, and one of the things I'm doing as part of Frugal February is a Pantry challenge. So the idea here is that I'm going to skip a whole month of grocery shopping and shop in my pantry, or in the UK we call it the food cupboard. So I'm going to be using out all the old food that we have in our food cupboard, in our fridge and our freezer, because you know how it's like. So many times you go shopping for food when there's food at home. There's food at home that you've had for months and months, even years at times, and you haven't got around to eating it or consuming it or making meals for it, and then you just keep buying more and more, and then that stuff gets pushed to the back of the cupboard. Well, in February I'm going to be dusting all of those cans off, bringing all that stuff to the front and eating it in February. So I'm going to get very creative with my meals in the month of February so that I'm not spending any money, or shall I say not spending much money on food in February. So our monthly food budget is £200, and I'm planning not to spend any more than £50 throughout the whole month of February. So the only thing that I will be buying fresh is fruit. Other than that, we're literally going to work with what we have at home. So it's going to be very interesting to see the meals that I come up with actually during the month of February, which actually just gave me an idea actually. Maybe I'll do a few videos sharing some of the meals in which I cook during Frugal February, so that you can get some idea and inspo as to foods that you can make with some of the food that you have in your cupboard that you haven't used in forever. So yeah, let me know in the comment section below if that's something you'll be interested in seeing, and I'll definitely try and do something like that for you next month. If you want to take part in Frugal February, definitely pick up a copy of the 12-month saving challenge via the link in my description box. In the month of January, we've been doing No Spend January. In the month of February, we're going to be doing Frugal February, and there's loads more other challenges for every single month up until the end of the year. So it's not too late for you to join and take part, so you can save some money this year. Number 9 is for you parents out there that have children currently at home because of lockdown. And one thing that really helps to keep food costs down is that they don't eat when they want to eat. They eat when they're scheduled to eat. They don't just go go in and out of the cupboards grabbing food when they feel like they want a snack, because at school you don't have that liberty. At school you don't have that option. You can't go to your teacher every 5 minutes say, "Miss, I'm hungry, miss, I want to eat." So you're not going to do the same thing at home either. You're going to eat when it's time to eat, and that's one thing that we've been able to do to keep our costs down. It's not giving in to their demands for food every 5 minutes, because these children, listen, they will eat you out of house and home if you give them the opportunity to do so, and that is not something we're trying to do at all. I think putting those restrictions in place will definitely save you so much money when it comes to your food bill. Because I know during the first lockdown, mate, we spent a fortune on food. It was ridiculous. But this time around, I was like, no, I'm not falling for that. I'm not making that mistake again. You children will not eat me out of house and home. You will eat when it's time to eat, and if you really need a snack, then you can have an apple. One thing that's really going to help you save money during lockdown is giving yourself permission to spend. Giving yourself a fun allowance is really going to make so much difference to your bottom line at the end of the month, because when you don't give yourself a budget and you don't give yourself any kind of an allowance, what tends to happen is that you pay your bills and then everything else kind of just gets spent. But if you designate a particular amount to fun, then you know that, okay, I have this amount of money to spend, and then when that money's finished, then I just have to relax onto the next payday. Not having a budget, not having fun money, not giving yourself that allowance or that freedom to spend some money, what's going to end up happening is you're going to end up spending that money anyway. So give yourself some fun money, allow yourself freedom to spend. You work hard, you deserve to enjoy some of the fruits of your labor, but put some kind of cap on it and put some kind of limit on it. So these are just 10 suggestions that I have for you to save money during lockdown. I'd love to hear any suggestions and recommendations that you have, things that you've been doing to save money during lockdown. Definitely share them in the comment section below, because it's definitely going to be helpful to others in the community too. Let us know some of your secrets and your tricks of the trade so that we could all save more money during lockdown, because the Lord knows that we need it. But with that being said, guys, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it insightful. If you did enjoy it, do me a favor and give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet done so. Tell a friend to tell a friend, and I will see you on my next video. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.